Nope, you are not late. Welcome back to Thirst Trap News. Hey, everybody, it is Tuesday night, and that means long form video. I got a goodie for you guys. I haven't watched it yet, so I really hope this one is like on point, and we're going to see it together. Blind reaction. We are talking about the blue and white flag today, so the chat should be fun, as it always is. Welcome to Thirst Trap News. I'm Luna Lopez.
I'm not your gossip girl, I'm the headline. Truth with a curve, baby, redefine. Welcome to the thirst trap. All the truth looks good in a tight wrap. We talk love, power, soul, and sin. Turn the world on, let the light in. Yeah, the thirst trap news. You'll drink it up, it's the real you. Never try it, thirst bro news. Where every headline's a revelation.
Hey. Hello, Buddha. Backwater, I'm talking to you. So yeah, I guess I'll just get right into my monologue, maybe why not? Why fuck around with it, Oh, by the way, have some patience with me tonight. I have a migraine from hell. And yeah. So we're gonna get through it. It'll be okay, but nonetheless, good evening, my beautiful patriots, political heathens, constitutional troublemakers, and people who have finally realized that apparently saying, I want my own country to take care of its own citizens has somehow become a controversial political position. Welcome back to Thirst Trap News. Tonight, I want to talk about something that's become almost taboo in American politics, and that would be American nationalism. Music to my ears. What's up, MC? Good to see you. But I'm not talking about racial nationalism because, let's face it, race isn't real. I'm not talking about ethnic nationalism. Not everybody who looks like me must leave, or doesn't look like me must leave kind of nationalism. I'm talking about civic nationalism. The idea that America is an actual country with borders, with citizens, with a constitution, with a government that's supposed to serve the people who created it, and with absolutely no obligation to spend every waking moment trying to manage the entire damn planet. Because somewhere along the way, America stopped asking, what exactly is good for America? And they started asking, what does the rest of the world need from America? We're so narcissistic that we need to provide for everyone so we can feel good about ourselves because everyone's going, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. But honey, who said that was our job? Because I read the Constitution. In fact, I keep a little pocket-sized one with me at all times. And nowhere in that document does it say, congratulations, America, you've been selected as Earth's unpaid security guard. I don't recall seeing that anywhere. Have you? Nowhere does it say, provide military intervention wherever there's a crisis. Nowhere does it say, finance everyone else's security. Nowhere does it say import labor to keep wages down. I didn't find that either. I looked really hard. As a business owner, it would be like so sweet, right? Yeah, cheap labor. While I watch my American neighbors jobless and starve? Yeah, I don't think so. And also nowhere does it say your government shall become the world's social worker, banker, policeman, therapist, or Uber driver. Nope. The fundamental responsibility of an American government is extraordinarily simple, actually. Protect the country, protect the American people, protect their rights, protect the Constitution, and protect the sovereignty of the United States. And then maybe, just maybe, leave everybody else the hell alone and stop inviting everyone in with no regard for safety. This is where my argument for America only begins, right here. Let's talk about paleoconservatism, the radical idea that the country should have a country. Okay, so let's talk about that dirty little word, paleoconservatism. Fuck the neocons, am I right? I like the paleocons way better. You know, you're dealing with modern political nonsense when the word paleo makes people think you're about to start eating raw elk. But the basic philosophy is actually pretty damn straightforward. Paleoconservatism emphasizes national sovereignty, constitutional government, traditional institutions, cultural continuity, not cultural segregation, secure borders, restrained government, conservative amount of lawmaking, restrained interference of government, and skepticism toward endless foreign intervention. Let me read you the definition. Paleoconservatism emphasizes national security, constitutional government, traditional institutions, cultural continuity, secure borders, restrained government, and skepticism toward endless foreign intervention. You think I got it memorized? And frankly, after watching American foreign policy for decades, skepticism sounds pretty fucking healthy, doesn't it? How many countries can America influence? Maybe that question shouldn't be like the one on the table. Maybe the question on the table should be, how strong is America itself? How the fuck can you help everybody else when you have so much disarray here? When you're letting other countries run your country, basically being a puppet. How secure are our borders? How functional are our institutions? How affordable is housing? How safe are our streets? Hi, Jack. Hi, Caddy. Hi, Q. How much purchasing power does an American paycheck actually have? Can a young American afford to buy a house? No, because Ben Shapiro says you need a 50-year mortgage and you need to work until death. Can a family raise children on one income anymore? Can veterans get the care that they were promised, that they bled for? Can our infrastructure survive a damn hurricane? Can our electrical grid keep the lights on? Can our government balance a budget? Can our citizens trust the institutions? Because the answer to those questions is increasingly, well, we're working on it. Then perhaps we should stop volunteering for another $8 trillion geopolitical side quest. The only thing we're getting in return are some hard as fuck gangsta Lego videos. Which strangely feel very American, and I think there's an American operative helping them make those videos because they're just way too hard. But anyway, we have to fix our house, the house, before we start remodeling the neighborhood. Constitutionalism, when it comes to constitutionalism, government actually has a job description, and this is where constitutionalism enters the conversation. What's up, conspiracy music? Because the Constitution was not written as a, suggestion. It was a limitation. The founders were not sitting around Philadelphia saying, gee, wouldn't it be wonderful if someday the federal government became an enormous administrative organism capable of regulating every microscopic aspect of American life? Do you know how many laws we actually live under? When you see it, you will realize our sense of freedom is an illusion. It's quite the opposite. They had just escaped a government they believed had become too powerful. So they created a system specifically designed to make government difficult to abuse. Checks, balances, federalism, separation of powers, enumerated powers, individual rights, and the assumption that government should be restrained because government is made of human beings who are highly fallible and prone to greed and insecurity and lust. Human beings are messy. Give somebody too much power and eventually somebody's going to do something stupid with it. Durr. Well, thank you. My dad used to call me Pocahontas. Thank you. The thing is this is not like left wing. This isn't right wing. And if you want to believe in wings anyway, well, what are wings attached to? One bird. This is literally American constitutional thinking. The government is not supposed to become your parent. Government is not daddy. It's not supposed to become your religion. It's not supposed to become your identity. Although I'm pretty damn proud to say I'm a motherfucking American. And calling me Pocahontas makes me feel very American. If you get that. Backwater saying I look like Marianne from the Gilligans. Oh, shame on you. The thing is, since the government is not your babysitter, you realize that you are the sovereign citizen. Government works for you. I'm not talking about that hacky hokey shit, sovereign citizen, driving around in the car with my papers. Here's my little paper. That's bullshit. Like, I understand why we need a contract to drive, because getting in a car is a death trap, and you need to have respect for the other lives on the road. And the fact that libertarianism never works because no one has personal accountability. Well, I guess they do have to enforce a lot of rules about the road because a car is a death trap. It's more dangerous than a plane or a boat. So I'm not talking about that kind of sovereign citizen. I'm talking about the constitutional arrangement between the citizens and the government. If America is to be sovereign, then the citizens are the sovereign. The government works for us, not the other way around. And yes, I do want more isolationism. You can call me xenophobic. I don't give a fuck. But if my house keeps getting broke into, I'm going to get phobic of everyone passing by. Now let me say the word that makes foreign policy enthusiasts clutch their pearls. Isolationism. Although I'd actually prefer the term, non-interventionism, maybe. It's like a little softer for the pansies. Because there's a difference between saying America should disappear from the world. No one's saying that. And then versus saying America should stop inserting itself into every conflict on earth and just, taking the locks off the front and back door. I don't want America to be psychologically isolated, economically isolated. And I'm mixed. I love culture. So I'm not talking about isolated culture. But what I am talking about revives culture within the borders. Because now you're forced to work it out with your neighbors. Because ain't nobody new coming. The only option is everybody here legally must be American, so you conform to your new country's customs. And if you're born here, it's our responsibility, like me, to make sure that those who want to turn Atlanta, Georgia into Little China. Don't. I don't want Americans like forbidden from traveling and seeing the rest of the world. I don't want us trading with the world. I don't want us unable to have diplomacy. I don't want us to stop having allies. I don't want us to stop trading with the world. I don't know what I said. But I don't want Americans living in some giant geopolitical bunker eating canned beans and listening to AM radio. Although I think it's going that way and I am totally prepared. And actually it sounds kind of glorious in some ways. I would like to prevent a catastrophe. But I think everyone's waking up and everyone's getting mad. And I say, yay. Bring on the Civil War. That's a good thing. If everyone is starting to feel uncomfortable and tight and claustrophobic, very good. I want something much simpler. How about trade with people? Trade with your neighbors. Cooperate with people. Defend America and stop saying how shitty she is. And when possible, let's not like bomb children in other countries just because they're different religion or different color. Or because someone else has blackmail on you and you don't know what to do because apparently your own skin is just way more valuable than the 50,000 children that died. Ugh. If that position was put in front of me, I would be like, yeah, you can kill me. I'm not going to make that decision. I don't care what blackmail you have on me. In fact, I would just state my own demons and take that power away from them. It sounds a bit controversial, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, what is Luna talking about? She sounds like a Nazi. Yeah, but here's the problem with permanent intervention, since I'm being so controversial. Every time Washington gets involved somewhere, we're told this will stabilize the region. Then 5 years later, we're asking, why are we still there? Nothing is better. We're more in debt. 10 years later, we're told, we can't leave now because we've already invested too much. I know Trump said he'd pull out of Iran, but I don't believe anything these fuckers say anymore. But my dears, that's not foreign policy. That's a toxic relationship. He treats me terribly, but I've already spent 12 years on him. No, get out. America is not the world's farm animals. And here's where America only gets particularly spicy. The America Only movement that I am trying so hard to start. I am tired of Americans being treated like the bottomless wallet of Western civilization. I'm tired of watching immigrants get $3,000 to $8,000 a month while my neighbor is struggling to put food on the table and buy gas, but we're being told that the Dow is, have you seen the Dow? Not to mention, of course, they're trafficking our children like cattle as well. We work, we pay taxes, we send our sons and daughters into war to fight for Israel. Don't do it. Don't join the military right now. You want to make a stand? There are nonviolent ways to make a stand. Do not let your sons and daughters join the military right now because they will bleed for a country that believes you are a slave and cattle. We finance institutions. We subsidize our industries overseas. We provide military protection to them, and we accept enormous amounts of immigrants. We import goods, we export capital, we send aid, we maintain alliances, we maintain bases all over the fucking place, we maintain fleets, we maintain intelligence networks. I could go on and on. We maintain the world's reserve currency. And somehow, after all of that, the American citizen is told, you need to sacrifice a little more. Remember when Trump said that? No, the fuck, we don't. And we won't. At some point, the American citizen gets to ask, hello, what am I getting out of this? Other than working for being a soldier in the beehive, plugged into the Borg, and my little hive mind being a good little worker bee, working myself to the bones to give it to Israel. That's not selfish. That's called representative government, when you are allowed to hold your government accountable and ask those questions without being shamed, vilified, and called a bigot. A representative government, a president that is a president of the United States, is not an elected president of the planet. Congress wasn't elected by the citizens of every country on earth. The American taxpayer isn't responsible for the entire global economy. And the American military isn't a humanitarian Uber service. America is a nation with a beating heart, and that beating heart is hurting. Nations have interests, and America's first interest should be America only. Maybe not permanent, but a good 50 years sounds real good. And let's address another ridiculous accusation. Because apparently if you say, I love my country, someone immediately wants to diagnose you with fascism. No, sir. Nationalism is not automatically fascism. Nationalism can simply mean, I believe my nation has a legitimate right to exist. Don't the Jews know a lot about that? I mean, can't we take a page from their book? I'm saying. I believe Americans have a legitimate right to govern themselves. I believe our laws should be written by our elected representatives. I believe our borders matter. I believe citizenship should mean something. I believe culture matters. I believe sovereignty matters. I believe Americans should have a political community that actually belongs to them. And I believe you can love your country without hating somebody else's. Seems like the real Nazis actually wear white and blue, while they go around crying about how they deserve a land because they're God's chosen people. Well, I'm making the same motherfucking argument because Jesus is my dude. America is like God's country. Just trying to play their game. But that's the part that, people conveniently forget. Accidentally on purpose. America only doesn't mean America alone. It means America first in American policy. If France wants to run France differently, France can be France. If Japan wants to run Japan differently, Japan can be Japan. If Mexico wants to run Mexico differently, then Mexico can be Mexico. And America can tell Israel that America is grown up, okay, and we're older than them. And that we get to be America and we're going to do things our way. But the problem is, it was only an illusion that Trump had diamond nuts. It's a hologram. They're actually very small. His ego shrinks them. He walked himself right into a trap with Iran. Who was tickling his ears during pillow talk? His boy toy, Bibi Netanyahu, who said, oh, don't worry, Donnie. Donnie, you're so handsome today. Don't worry, Donnie. You're so good to me, Donnie. I'm going to give you whatever you want, Donnie. I'm here for you, Donnie, baby. But America gets to be America, point blank, full stop, period. That's sovereignty. And it starts in your minds. And for you guys to drop your gonads and take the bull by the fucking horns. You can do it in your daily life. You don't have to go start a war. But get educated first before you start, running around the streets being an alpha American. And perhaps the most uncomfortable argument of all of this. Okay? Prepare yourself. Maybe America doesn't need an empire. Maybe we don't need to maintain influence over every corner of the planet. Maybe we don't need to determine who governs every country. Maybe we don't need to turn every international disagreement into a, potential military confrontation. Maybe our greatest achievement would not be controlling the world, but something so prosperous, secure, innovative, independent, and powerful that nobody could even afford to screw with us or even think we could be brainwashed. That's strength, not perpetual war. Endless intervention, nation building, spending generations trying to remake societies that don't want to be remade. I mean, you can't take the hood, out of the nigga. It's just always there. Sometimes strength is having the ability to fight and the wisdom to know. Sorry, not even sometimes. Strength is having the ability to fight and the wisdom to know when not to. My 40-somethings and up know what I mean. So here's my America-only position. I want secure borders. Duh. Actually, if I had it my way, we would stop immigration completely for a little while we suss out all the traitors. I want an operatives, etc. I want constitutional government. I want limited federal power, very limited federal power, like only what's in the Constitution. Anything outside of the Constitution is an overreach of power. Point blank, period. I want national sovereignty. I want economic policies that benefit American workers first, where it is not legal to hire foreigners unless there is a wealth surplus in America. I want energy independence. I want manufacturing back here at home. I want military strong enough that nobody wants to test it and everyone's too scared to get in partnership with it. But also a military that's restrained enough that politicians don't treat it like a toy. I want immigration policy that's determined by the American people, not by the elites that want more children to pour in from their war-torn countries, orphans that they can traffic for sexual perverted purposes. I want the American people to determine that immigration policy because it is for the interest of Americans. I want diplomacy before military intervention. I want Congress to actually debate and authorize wars. I want government spending to be treated like actual money instead of imaginary monopoly dollars. Dollars. My mouth is not cooperating today. I want Americans to stop apologizing for wanting their own government to prioritize them as well. I want politicians to remember that taxpayers are not infinite resources. Because here's the truth. You can love humanity without wanting to govern humanity. That's kind of God's job. You can respect foreigners without surrendering your borders. You can't support allies without becoming... You can support allies without becoming their permanent ATM. You can respect foreigners without surrendering your borders. My mouth is like fucking not working today. You can trade internationally without outsourcing your entire industrial base. You can believe in peace without believing America has to police every conflict. It's called diplomacy. You look at every other country so great at doing it. China's good at being diplomatic. Everybody is good at being diplomatic except for like this two little people on the playground. Big brother and little brother. Going around starting fights because little brother keeps going out into the playground, picking on people, and then coming running over to big brother and be like, "Can you help me?" You can love America without hating the rest of the world. That's the distinction. So tonight on Thirst Trap News, we're going to talk about what happens when America stops thinking like an empire and starts thinking like a nation. A sovereign nation, a constitutional republic, a country with borders, a country with citizens, a country with history, a country with culture. Have you noticed we don't see native colors flying anywhere anymore? In the 80s, you saw all the tribes' colors in your towns. Now we have just remnants of it. We have roads named after the natives. It's a travesty. Our country is a country with history that shall not be hidden, both the good, the bad, and the ugly. A country with interests. A country with the audacity to say, no, thank you, we are not doing that. Go fuck off with all your bullshit. Because perhaps the most revolutionary political statement an American can make in 2026 is simply, I don't want to rule the world. I want America to work. Not work as in job. I mean like function. Work. I don't want endless wars. I want peace. I don't want empire. I want sovereignty. There's a difference. Empire versus sovereignty. Hello. I don't want government without limits. I want the Constitution. I don't want America responsible for everybody. I want America responsible for America. And if that makes me a nationalist, fucking fine. If that makes me a paleo-conservative, cha-ching. If that makes me an isolationist, honey, put it on my t-shirt. Mail me one. Because America doesn't need to conquer the world. America needs to remember who the hell she is. So pour yourselves something strong, tighten that constitutional corset, secure the damn border, and welcome to my show, Thirst Trap News. Brains, beauty, and a sixth sense for bullshit. But tonight's going to be very America only, because loving your country is not an apology, and patriotism is the new rebellion. So let me look at the comments before we get into our video. Thank you for lasting through that really long monologue. I really had a speech to give, 30-minute monologue. I got to see all y'all type in. I missed so much because it's a really long monologue. I just had a lot to say about it. Let me go through this. Whoa, man, y'all are chatting. I have a lot to scroll. Oh my gosh. All right, Luna's, I saw that one. Luna's giving Ellie Mae clamping Marianne for blah, 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 blah. Hold on, why is my pin not working? Come on now. What is going on? What did they do to me? What did they do to me? Hold on, let me fix this. All righty. Let's see if it works. Why is it not working? What's up with Rumble? Rumble, you gonna have to get it together. I can't pin my comments today. Wonder why that is. Jack's here, Caddy's here, conspiracy music, Q. Luna rant activated. Marianne was hotter than Ginger, in my opinion. Okay, well then I'll take it. Q says Marianne was much hotter than Ginger. I said what I said. Fight me. All right, I digress. Luna Lopez, you got that country girl vibe going on right now. Thank you. Y'all see my elephant? It is an elephant week and pigtails week. Every guy liked Marianne. Haha. Y'all just made my chat reset and I gotta scroll. Luna, hey gorgeous. Hi Jackie. All y'all being friends in there. To eliminate blacks and browns would be peak whiteness. Well, that would be a mathematical fact for sure. It's kind of funny. I have my own opinions on if the South won. I think from one angle, like, the South didn't win. But from another angle, we did maintain the ability to say to the federal government, fuck you, we're not doing that. And I think some states have it figured out. So, Luna, what you're saying is you're a Zionist. Am I right? He got it. He got it before I said it. I was taking the page from their own book. If they're allowed to be that way, then so the fuck are we. And they worship Baal and Yahweh, which is the same damn God anyway. He just changed names from Canaan to Judah. But, I mean, if we're supposed to be Christian and spiritual over here, like, why would we not be nationalistic? Everyone knows Marianne was hotter. Oh my God, y'all, like, okay. I digress. I can't compete with Marianne. I don't got all that thickness. Marianne, I'm going to have to go kick Marianne's ass because Marianne has all y'all's attention tonight. See, it's showing pin on. I don't understand what. I do not understand. Rumble's fucking up. It's the messages are showing pin if you're on mobile, but then not on like. Oh well. You know what? I'm not even gonna care. What's up, JC? JC, you missed my monologue. I didn't know you said it. Just thought it was a chat topic. I'm not sure, Nina, what you're referring to. The chat topic is whatever the chat decides the topic is. Nina, how do we know it's really you? What's the code word? Everyone knows. Oh, Nina. That's funny. All right. I got a migraine tonight. Bear with me. Thank God it's a documentary night. But, Backwater, sure, you can do pins. You, Nina, Q, you guys can pin whatever you want as the show goes, because my pinning is not working. But guess what we are going to watch tonight? We are going to watch Rabbi Elhanan, these fucking names, Beck, being interviewed by the Unapologetic channel in partnership with the Middle East Eye. And in this episode, the rabbi delivers a very striking critique, according to the description, it's their description, of Zionism and the current Israeli-U.S. wars in Gaza, Lebanon, Iran, blah, 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 blah. And he argues that according to the Torah, which we know the Zionists are Talmudic, every major religion has an extremist cultist branch. The Talmud is their, like a specialized doctrine book for only like certain ones in the church and blah, blah, blah. That's what the Talmud is. The Torah is like their Bible. So the Talmud, it would be like, the Torah would be like the macro and the Talmud would be like the micro. So their interpretation of the Torah under the Zionist viewpoint. So he says that according to the Torah, the state of Israel has no right to exist, which I can't argue him on that. But it goes further, and he describes Bibi, our buddy Bibi Netanyahu, as Amalek. And if you don't know who Amalek is, that is a force that pulls people away from God. It's a demon. And so we'll get into it. I think it's hold on, I gotta fix my thing here. It's being very. Let me see. Did I fix it? Did I fix it? Or is there still a gap? Still a gap. Where is this gap coming from, fucker? Okay. There we go. I'm such a perfectionist. Y'all watch me get distracted on stupid tiny shit all the time. All right. So we're going to get into this. It's only an hour and 11 minutes. So with my commentary, we'll probably be in 2 hours. So get comfy, get your sweetie, get a drink, get a smoke, grab a friend that's brainwashing in the cult still. Share, repost, like, comment, do your girl a favor. I work very hard at this bullshit. JK, I'm not gargling with the smoothie. Okay, here we go.
But it comes so nicely in the rest you. That's all. No, they're coming in the meat, people. On the head, everywhere. It's you can see that only in the social media because the mainstream media don't show that.
What's up, not nice guy?
Netanyahu is Amalek.
How are you?
Netanyahu, I didn't have to say it. This is the fact. Amalek means people who uproot people from God. Especially the Jewish people uproot from God.
You guys want me to put the captions on? I think I should put the captions on. Bless his heart. It's hard to understand.
And exactly, he is the Amalek. No difference what the price of that is. If the price of that is killing 100 million people, they will do that.
100 million people?
Everything what the price is to wipe up Jordan, Syria, Egypt, Lebanon, wipe them completely up.
They could drop a nuclear bomb on Iran if they wanted to. Do you think if it comes to that, they would?
Why do you wish you were in Florida this last weekend? Where are you from, nice guy? JC, oh my God, Luna, you could have met not nice guy at Bro Grove this past weekend. So was not nice guy? I thought not nice guy just said he. Oh, you said was. Hold on, y'all. I'm 41. Let me put my eyes on. I can't see what you're saying. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Now I see. Yeah, he said I was in Florida this weekend. Well, you know what? I think maybe next year you might see me there. Yeah, you might see me there. Who knows? I didn't know about it until like it was too late, and I had a trip. I was actually down in the same area. But I was already on a trip, so I was in Ocala as well. We were all in the same place. But it would have been so much cooler if I was there, because JK, just kidding. I would have walked around all quiet and shy, like I don't know anybody. Wow, I don't know what to do. I would have had to find an emotional support human, like take me around and introduce me to people. Ooh, thank you. Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe make the suggestion. Put a little good word in for your girl, not nice guy. All right, let's get going.
I think yes, 100%. There's a Jewish hospital in Iran, funded completely by the government. Why you don't see that in the news? They just say the Iranian anti-Semites, they're Nazis.
I'm going to clap first. And then I'm going to look there.
And Muslims are Nazis too. Okay,
Beck,
got it.
And then we'll start talking.
I have to speak to you, not to the camera.
Speak to me, yeah. Is it in? I'm starting in 3, 2, 1. Hi, good day. Welcome to another episode of UNAPOLOGETIC. I'm your host, Ashwa Kareem, and I'm really happy today to welcome back to the show for the first time, I think, in about 18 months, Rabbi Elhanan Beck. Rabbi, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you.
Rabbi, you last spoke to me, I think it was May or April 2024. You may not remember the date, but I know you remember sitting.
There was family drama. You could have pestered Royce. Oh, Royce hates me. I knew Royce would be there. Royce is ridiculous. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to get a war started, and I really don't have time to deal with retardedness. So I'm not going to try to understand Royce because it would make me have to get down to his intellectual level, and I don't think that that's possible for me. So, or lack thereof. But that's all I'll say.
Yeah, and speaking with me. And at the time, Israel had already killed about 40 or 45,000 Palestinians in Gaza. It had reduced a lot of Gaza. But since then, Israel has probably destroyed a lot more in Gaza. The official death toll now is 75,000. The truth is, it's probably much higher. Because
not nice guy. Royce is nothing but drama. Just watch it.
There's many people under the rubble. There's many people unaccounted for. 90% of the buildings in Gaza are destroyed. Israel are also, through settlers and with the backing of the state, committing a pogrom in the West Bank.
Not nice guy. Just saw a comment saying
on a daily basis. Palestinian kids are smacked by settlers or beaten up by settlers or worse. Homes are confiscated. Increasing settlement, confiscated lands are being, Palestinian lands are being confiscated for increased settler activity. At the same time, now with the war on Iran happening.
JC, what are you talking about? Sorted out all the family drama. Has he been talking about family drama? Has that little bitch been airing dirty laundry? I swear to God, because I don't do that. And I'm really tired of him doing that because I have never done that ever in 13 years of this man hating me because he's so jealous I'm with his brother. That's a long story. But I don't even understand. Like, if he's running his mouth, he don't want me to call Papa Royce Sr.
The US-Israeli-led war on Iran, vast swathes of southern Lebanon have been evacuated. Israel are bombing southern Lebanon with more ferocious intensity than they have even at the height of the war earlier. And of course, they're bombing Iran, which is a very big deal and has the potential.
JC, I wish I tried. And even his parents making up with me was just not enough. He's like, I don't care. She disrespected you and I'll never forgive her. Like, it's just ridiculous. I was a suicide girl. I won the cover of May 2017. And it's a long story. I took a photo. It's in a like 7-bedroom house with like 12 bathrooms on this gigantic bed that you couldn't even see was a bed. They just knew it was a bed that his parents occasionally slept in. It wasn't even like that big of a deal. I was like, it was nothing. All you saw was just a purple background. That's it. And they were like, that's so disrespectful. You're doing this in our house, taking photos for your pinup stuff. It's just, and then first I was too black. Then I was the wrong social class. Then I had children. Then I rode a motorcycle. Everything was just wrong with me. So I don't even care what he has to say about me. I don't think the drama's going to get sorted out at all.
It's already drawn in many other nations. It has the potential to become a regional war. And again, like in Gaza, when Netanyahu invoked Amalek, again, when he spoke about Iran, he invoked Amalek. Now, I know that you are a rabbi, and I know that you are very angry with Israel's actions and Netanyahu's actions. Just to start off with, what's your response to what everything I've just said?
You asked very many things in one question. I will start to begin with one, and then we will come maybe one after one. Firstly,
right?
You have to understand that according to the Torah, the state of Israel have no right to exist. Not only they have...
What does that even mean? I don't think it matters because I don't even... JC, I don't even know where you're going with this comment. What is that? Why is that even a thought?
No right to go to wage wars on other countries like Gaza, Iran and Lebanon and so on. So as you can understand, in today's day, Jewish people have no right to rule the land, even not 1 inch of any land. And of course, even not in the Holy Land. The Holy Land in today's day, according to the Torah, it belongs to the Palestinians in full. Not a two-state, and not all of this. From the river to the sea should go back to the Palestinians in full. Could be the Jewish people can live there under a Palestinian government, like Jewish people living today in Iran. Even under the war, they have no problem with Jews. They have a problem with occupiers. They have a problem with a genocide. They have no problem with Jews. The same thing, we can live as peaceful citizens, even in Palestine. But the whole land, the government should go back to the Palestinians in full, and all the Palestinian refugees should come back, and they should get back their homes in the villages like it was before. This is according to the Torah. And this is even the Zionists took the land freely without any wars, with a free land. Especially when they're doing that on the head of Palestinians.
And there's Jack with his favorite line, Islam is evil. Go Jack.
Doubles and triples the crimes, much, much more. In the Torah it's written in the 10 Commandments, don't kill, don't steal. This is exactly what the Zion is doing.
Actually, it translates to don't murder, but no one wants to get into that difference.
So, of course, in today's day, according to the Torah, the whole land should go back to the Palestinians in full. Even in Israel, you have hundreds of thousands of anti-Zionist Jews, strong anti-Zionist Jews. They don't serve in the army. Today, as we speak, yes, you have 55 thousands of our youth, but they refused to go to the army. Our rabbis told them better go to prison and not in this murderous army. Yes, 55.
The way who swallowed? What did I miss?
5,000. But if the police catch them, they put them in jail. And you can see that on social media, in big protests in Israel himself.
Oh, okay,
and like
got it.
the Zionists beating them, not like the English police. But they come
Yeah,
so
I
nicely and
blocked that out
arrest
of my
you,
head.
blah, 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 blah. That's all. No, they're coming and they beat people on the head everywhere. It's you can see that only in the social media because the mainstream media don't show that. There are money people that didn't take any benefits of the country.
This guy is trying to help. This guy is trying to be like, listen, this is not real Judaism. What is it? Those scriptures, Revelation something 3 something. Well, the one that says he's a Jew but isn't a Jew. He's trying to agree with us the best he can.
Of Israel, like here it's called universal credit or so on. They didn't take. I have my cousin. He's called Rabbi Kraus. He lives in Israel and they have a big family, grandchildren, grandchildren. He didn't say for the country. He didn't want the. It's called the Bituach Leumi. I think it's like a universal credit. He get every month a check. He make a big party. All the children, the grandchildren. He take the check, tear it in two. To show these are enemies.
Oh my God! Backwater just said, "I was waiting for this guy to say, may the Schwartz be with you." I was thinking that the whole time. Mel Brooks. Yeah, that's really funny. I'm so sad about my pinned messages. This has been.
I don't want the money. Every month they do that. Every month. There are money people, but they refuse to go to the army, and they don't take any benefits, and they don't participate in votes.
Well, not nice guy. I'm not taking it that far. I'm just saying there are actual Jews that are like, no, you guys are right. This Zionist shit is bullshit. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't rock with the white and blue in any way, shape, or form. I think, in my opinion, if the Middle East blows itself off the map, good riddance.
But this is in Israel. There are hundreds of thousands. But outside Israel, people look like me. Most of them are against the state of Israel.
Just coming back, because you said a few interesting things there. Tell us and tell the audience, just what is the story of Amalek?
Amalek is not really a person. It is a person, but what means it's not really a person? Amalek is a concept.
I mean, it's a fair point, but I'm not going to be a dead horse. I think you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, look it from the horse's mouth. I'm not saying I support any of this shit. I'm done explaining. I have a migraine. Please be easy on me tonight. Don't make my vein pop. I have this vein that runs right here. Don't make my vein pop. And I'm feeling this one popping. I ain't feeling it.
Types. The people who uproot people away from God. At that time, for 3,500 years ago, when Jewish people got out when God took us out from Egypt, then the whole world has so in believing God, and saw the big power of God. And
the big power of God.
Everybody was afraid. And there was, there's a God in the world. He runs the world.
He hates Bibi Netanyahu.
Then, at that time, it's come some nation, it calls Amalek, and show for the world, no, we don't have to fear God. We can do whatever we want. Since then, Amalek is the symbol of people who uproot people from God. In today's day, we cannot point any specific nation to say, this is Amalek, or this is Amalek, or this is Amalek. Amalek today is a concept of the people who uproot people away from God. Now, you don't have to come now to my answer. You have the answer yourself. Who uprooting people away from God in today's day? Not the Palestinians, not Iran. Iran is a God-fearing people. They're serving God. Who uprooting God? The right people who uprooting God is Netanyahu and or the whole Zionist. They uproot. Today are 18 million Jews. 16 of them, they're secular. They don't believe in God. Whose job is that? This is the job of the Zionists in the last 140 years since they started the movement of Zionism. They uproot people from God constantly.
So you're saying Netanyahu is Amalek?
Netanyahu, I didn't have to say it. This is a fact. Amalek means people who uproot people from God. Especially the Jewish people uproot from God. This is the job of Netanyahu do. And exactly he is the Amalek. But I didn't have to say it. This is just the fact. I bring out the fact on the table. But I say that with the full mouth. And I have no problem to say that. He is the right Amalek. Who gives him the right to say who is Amalek, who's not? Of course, everybody who is his enemy will say he is Amalek. I can say for you, I can say for everybody. I mean,
what he's saying is everybody on both sides of the war line is like believes they're the good guy, and the other one's the bad guy.
You have to understand what it means, Amalek. Now I will come to another point. For 100 years ago, one of our greatest rabbis at that time, before the state of Israel, but after the Zionist movement begins. Yes, 40 years after the Zionist movement begins. One of our greatest rabbis' name was the Chofetz Chaim. The books of the Chofetz Chaim you have in every single synagogue throughout the world. You will not find even one synagogue without his books. He was very famous, one of the biggest rabbis. He said that very clearly, that the Zionists are Amalek in today's day.
And he said this when?
100 years ago.
100 years ago.
Before the creation still of the state.
Okay.
Then Zionism was a movement in the try with many things to bring up people to Israel to become a majority there. And they're working very hard to bring up people from Russia, from Poland, from Hungary, from Ukraine, from all these countries to become a majority at that time, for 100 years ago, to become a majority in the Holy Land. He said that at that time. That they are the Amalek. Again, his name was the Chofetz Chaim. And the reference of that is in the book of Ikwese de Meshicha, it calls. And one of our greatest followers, his name was, like my name, Rabbi Elhanan Beck. Also, then he was died in the Holocaust, unfortunately. He was killed in the Holocaust, Rabbi Wasserman. And he wrote it in his book, Ikwese de Meshicha, the words of Rabbi Elhanan.
I was just commenting that I got his name right, Elhanan or whatever. I was very confused after I got it right.
That the Zionists are the real Amaleks in today. So, firstly, who is Netanyahu to say who is Amalek? Everybody can say. Who gives them the right to say him? And secondly, if we understand what Amalek means, then we understand ourselves who is Amalek. Okay. That's all.
You've been talking a bit about this, and another thing that's also invoked a lot by Netanyahu and other people, especially Smotrich and Ben Gvir, is the idea of Greater Israel. Now, many people who see Israel, creating chaos in the region now with the Iran war, attacking Syria, attacking Lebanon, believe there's a project of Greater Israel. What's your thoughts on the project of Greater Israel?
Give a look. Really, I'm not an expert in politics. I'm an expert in our religion, and you're asking me now a political question. I can tell you just...
Welcome to the chat, Daryl Z2H. Israel is evil over there in YouTube land. Israel's evil, committing mass murder. Good for you for saying that over in LubeTube land. Good job. JewTube. He might get you.
That's what I think, as I have to study the ideas of Zionism as know your enemy, how to fight against them.
Absolutely, I agree with that statement.
So I have to study the book of Herzl, Ted Herzl, and what was his achievements and what they want. So I can just tell you from this side, but however, what's going on in the political world, really, I can say that I don't know. It could be that I haven't got the right view on that. However, as I understand that the achievement of the goal of Zionists to get a safe Israel. Of course, they want the biggest borders from the river to the sea. Yes, they didn't want. They want all the Muslims out of that, all the Palestinians out completely. The whole West Bank they want to take, the whole Gaza, everything they want to take, the whole Israel with the Golden Heights, with everything they want. In that they want to be 100% safe. No difference what the price of that is. If the price of that is killing 100 million people, they will do that.
100 million people?
Everything what the price is. To what? Wipe up Jordan, Syria, Egypt, Lebanon, wipe them
I
completely
said,
up.
God dang it. I fucking muted my damn self again. What I said was, what did I say? Oh, damn it. I hate when that happens. I said, yeah, so they could take their little 6 million Jews that died in the Holocaust. Can we talk about the Bolsheviks? They say, oh, they're willing to kill 100 million people. Yeah, we know. We saw with like the Bolsheviks and the 160 million Christians there. I know how many Christians are being murdered now. But what I'm saying is like, they're willing to commit, exponentially way more murders. They're not trying to defend themselves. Like 6 million doesn't compare to 100 million. It's just, and he's not wrong. He's exactly right with what he's saying. They will kill as many people as needed to take over the Middle East so they could build their third temple.
They need that for their security. They will do that. They have no problem with that. They haven't got even normal human feelings. They see only themselves. Selfish for themselves, what they want. And this is what they want. But I don't.
Is the idea? Sorry to interrupt. Is the idea?
I'm not repeating that one.
Conquer all these lands, or do you think the idea is just to create so much chaos in those lands that they can control as much of Israel and maybe beyond Israel as?
It is pretty funny. I don't know why I keep doing that. I have a migraine, so I'm like not on all cylinders. I'll try my best. At least I'm in a good mood.
As they like.
It's not only chaos. What they like could be they want 500 miles around Israel to be empty. Something like that. To make sure that nobody can hit them. They want to make weak.
Look, I'm a one-man show here, so I'm doing so
Around
many
them.
things at once. I'd be
But I
forgetting
don't
to
think they want
unmute
to
myself.
become leaders on the whole world. They want their own country, but a safe country. And there is no price what is too big for them.
So when you say there's no price, like right now there's a war going on and Iran is being bombed a lot, and Iran is a strong nation, I mean, in terms of their army, etc. So do you think if this war continues, do you think it's like, I mean, when you say they'll kill 100 million people, the implication is they could drop a nuclear bomb on Iran if they wanted to. Do you think if it comes to that, they would?
I think yes, 100%.
100%?
Yes.
They wouldn't think twice?
If they will feel they will have to do that, in my eyes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of, I mean, another thing that's
They're
happening
not
right now
human
with the war.
beings.
I mean, what's happening also in the war is
Like,
Iran is
fuck those
retaliating
guys.
by hitting American bases and
Thank you,
hitting
JC.
strategic assets in the Gulf countries, in Qatar and the UAE and Saudi Arabia and Oman and Bahrain, etc. I mean, so So what you're saying is there's no care for the Zionists, that if these countries get hit, if their economies get depleted, if anything, they'd probably be quite happy with the fact that these countries are now fighting with each other.
They don't think. They don't think even about other people. It's not like England, but our government. I didn't come to say if it's right or not right. I'm not in the political world, yes, but they are caring for other people. If you go out to a war with France, he will care about the civilians. They don't care nothing. They don't think nothing. They don't think nothing. They think only about themselves. And no price is too high for them. No price is too high for them. It's not like America. It's not like the UK. It's not like all the.
Are you saying this because of what you've seen them do in Gaza and what they're doing in Lebanon, or would you have said this 10 years ago as well?
I would
Good
say
question.
that also in 10 years ago. This is really what our rabbi said. That
For me, can we start at Sigmund Freud? We can move up to JFK. It's like it's been happening since Sigmund Freud, honestly. It's like
Jewish people, if they're gone away from God, they are worse more than animals.
Your rabbi said this.
Yes, this is in the Talmud, very clearly. Very clearly.
So this is a famous rabbi.
This is the Talmud saying.
Oh, the Talmud says it itself.
Everybody accepting that. Jewish people, if they are close to God, they are holy people. They are chosen people. They're serving God, and they are holy people. But if they are gone away from God, they are worse than animals. And that you can see that with your eyes. You told me about the war in Gaza. The war in Gaza was the first war. Yes, this already 77 years full of wars. And we see that every time. Yes, I myself, I born in Jerusalem. Yes, my mother told me what she saw in 1948. I didn't want to say that. I cannot say that. What she saw, how their behavior was against the Palestinians. Crazy.
yeah. And they spit on Christians. Yo, when you actually track the bloodline of Jesus, when you actually start studying the Levant, he's actually ethnically Arabic and ethnically Palestinian, but we won't get into that. His mother was of the priestly line of Judah, which is where the Judaism comes from. But when it comes to his actual, that's what they say in the books. But when you come, I have to do an episode on it and show you guys, but there's a reason why they're the way they are, like with them. But I'll actually have to do an episode on it and like kind of go through the bloodline in the Bible and like start from Egypt. I wonder, since I'm getting to the British Empire this Sunday, I could probably take a pause there and go through the genealogy, not just in the Bible, because the Bible picks up in the middle of it all. We're going to start over at the earliest records from Sumer with the birth records and move all the way up to Jesus, and your mind's going to be like melted to the ground.
Crazy. And what's happened to Shatila? All this thing, but they do.
I think Mary was impregnated by an alien, like artificial insemination. I have virgin births all the time with my dogs that I breed. The females that won't select a male because they're too alpha, I have to artificially inseminate them. They then have a virgin birth. Think about how many people said they've been abducted by aliens or got probed by aliens. They see a light come out of the sky. This thing that spoke to Mary, they called it an angel. It said, I'm an angel. I speak on behalf of God. But it clearly had way more technology. It could travel interdimensionally. And they artificially inseminated her, is what I think, with genetics from the higher dimensions. And that's what I think happened. It was more because miracles are just saying something is a miracle is just because you lack the scientific tools to measure it scientifically, because nothing can occur in the third dimension nothing can occur. All things that occur are bound by the law of physics, and everything has an explanation scientifically. You just have to be able to show it and prove it. And God can't break the laws of physics to make someone have a virgin birth, because if he could do that, that would literally, if you study quantum physics and metaphysics and quantum mechanics and spiritual mechanics, you will realize that the universe would just shred apart just in one event. Kind of like, sort of like with time travel, with the butterfly effect, how one small thing can change everything. It's like if he could break the laws of physics to just phase something into existence inside a person, and it'd be like, people think like a spirit being, like, oh, this little airy angel being, whatever. There's actual physics to the other dimensions. And so these interdimensional beings, I think, in our third dimension, used our artificially inseminated her. It's just the only thing that makes scientific sense. She was artificially inseminated. That's what I think. So, I don't know. I don't know. That's a whole other side topic.
Doing already for centuries. Not centuries, I mean for
77 years. And before
years.
that, a few years before that, also in Palestine.
But yes, what they're doing. But my mother remembers that. She saw that with her own eyes. My father told me what he saw at that times. My father passed away already, but he was 1948, he was about 20 years old, and he saw everything. He told me everything what he saw with his own eyes. The Zionist is not like the Western countries where they're thinking about civilians. No, they don't think about nobody. They are selfish completely. They're thinking only about themselves.
How does that work? I mean, the thing is, how is it that, I mean, what you're saying is that the Zionists, and we've seen, for example, we see when they bomb Gaza, they have these parties where they go and they see the bombing. We see now when they are bombing Iran and they're bombing Lebanon, you see people, if you see Israeli media and you see Israeli YouTubers, you see a lot of celebratory language. They're celebrating the fact that people are dying and being bombed. But you're saying that this is a thing which is, like, if the Zionist is a lot more deadly in terms of their intention, you're saying this, then, like, Western imperialists or, other imperialists, because there's lots of imperialism in the world. Why? Like, how does that work?
Look, a Jewish person, God has created the Jewish people to be connected to him, to be believers in him.
Yahweh did.
And if they leave it away, they lost the faith in God, they lost the humanity. They lost completely the humanity.
I like Nick Fuentes' mother.
You're asking me why it is? I can understand that this is more deeply to explain it, but you can see the fact. You can see the fact. When England going on a war, they are caring about all the civilians. And if they hit some civilian...
Sometimes.
Okay. But they apologize if something happened. They have no problem. Like they're celebrating. Killing children in Gaza, they're celebrating. They say they are creatures.
Yes.
We may kill them. Netanyahu say they are animals. They are nothing. We may kill all of them. They don't care about them at all.
They're animals. That's exactly what the Talmud says. It's exactly what it says about everyone else in the world.
I mean, you can see that with your eyes, unfortunately.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
We can, sir.
I mean, people when they lost the believing in God, they lost everything. They lost the humanity. They lost completely.
How do you feel? I mean, these people are acting in your religion. They're acting in the name of your religion. You are obviously a devout Jew. You love Judaism. You are hoping that Judaism thrives in the world, that your children and grandchildren and many generations can continue to practice Judaism. When you see so many people who say they are Jews behave in this way, how do you feel? What are your concerns about the future?
Give a look. Again, I'm coming from my religious point of view. We believe
Good question.
that the bad side will have the end. This is, again, not my words. It's written in the Torah, and the reference of that is in Numbers 14, verse 41. It really was about a similar situation when God took out the Jewish people from Egypt. And then he commanded them to stay in the forest for 40 years. I don't know if you learn sometimes the Torah, But there was people that didn't agree. They say, no, we want to go up the Holy Land, even by force. And Prophet Moses told them, no, stay in the desert for 40 years. God commanded you to stay. Took out from Egypt and commanded you to stay in the desert 40 years. Only after that you can go to the Holy Land. But these people didn't agree. And they gone up. Then Prophet Moses told them, why do you rebel against God? You will not succeed. And then that's what happened. They tried to go up and there was all of them killed. Yes, a rebellion against God cannot be succeed. As long as the state of Israel is a rebellion against the Almighty, you command us to stay in exile and not to rebel against Him. And what the Zion is doing a rebellion against God, they will not succeed. Again, you look today, political eyes, they are strong, they are very strong. And all the strong countries support them. And with political view, you see that they will succeed for the next 1,000 years. But again, I'm coming from the religious point of view. In the religious point of view, I'm 100%.
He said the next 1,000 years.
And this is not my words. First, it is the words of the Torah. And then again, many rabbis of our great sages told that already before the creation of the state of Israel.
All right, not nice guy. Good. Thanks for coming and hanging with us. Fuck the synagogue of Satan. Yeah, I agree. Have a good show. I will probably raid you if you're still on when I'm done.
I mentioned before the Chofetz Chaim. He said it also that even they will agree to create a state, this is only till a certain amount of time. It will come, the end. I'm sure on that 100% that the end will come. We hope and pray for a peaceful end. Nobody looks for bloodshed. However, the day will come to an end 100%. Now, of course, when I see the uprooting so many people away from God, 16 million out of 18 are non-believers today, by the influence of Zionists, of course, this makes very bad feelings. And when you don't believe in the Jewish principles, it makes feeling lost. Okay, we are finished. Another generation, 2, 3 generations, we are finished.
Okay.
But we know that this will not be the case. They will come to an end, and we will succeed at the end.
Okay, so you say you call like the majority of I'm guessing that world should read with 16 million out of 18 million non-believers, and the reason you say that is because they don't, according to you, believe in those 13 principles of Judaism. But I mean, they would see themselves as Jews, though, right?
Yeah, they
but
can.
you wouldn't see them as Jews. No, I'm just clarifying.
Yeah, the same like a secular Muslim will see themselves as a Muslim.
Okay, I understand that point. So, I mean, we've discussed Amalek and we've discussed the Promised Land in a way when we discuss Zionism and Judaism. Can you tell me more about some of the other sort of theological arguments that people inside of Israel, in your view, would be wrongly used? Like, for example, building the temple again. There's discussion.
Shabbat Shalom. Daddy's home.
About, for a while now, there's been a few movements within Israel that are trying to desecrate or destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque because they want to build a temple. The other issue, there's another thing about the red cow. There's the idea of the Messiah that you spoke about. Tell me, from your perspective, what's their wrong interpretation?
We're going to go into
what should be the correct interpretation of these things?
I will split it in a few.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to make a long thing. Firstly, we will speak about the Messiah, because this is serious. The other one is just fantasizes. It's not reality. I will come back to that. But Messiah, this is a reality. We Jewish people, we believe in a Messiah. We believe that Messiah will come. But don't make a mistake. The Messiah will not be another Netanyahu. He will not kill innocent men, women, children just to grab a land. The purpose of Messiah will be to bring back all the people of the world to serve the same God. In the time of Messiah, there will be unity from the whole world. Messiah will not come with physical power at all.
So, what Messiah are you talking about? Because they reject Jesus. I don't disagree with him that it's not going to be physical power, because Jesus was talking about Christ consciousness and mass ascension is what the real rapture is.
In our scriptures, Messiah described Uni v'roiche v'lachamor. That means a poor man coming on a white donkey. If we don't know what it means, today is no donkeys. Like many prophecies, we will not only understand that when it will become a reality. However, Messiah is not described as a strong person. I come, I'm the king, I will kill everybody, my slave, blah, 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 blah. No, a poor man coming on a white donkey, that's all. Messiah will not come with physical power, he will come with spiritual power. In the heart of all the people. At that time, Jewish people with the Palestinian people will not be on two sides of the fence. That will be on the same side of the fence. All of us together will go up, will serve the same God in harmony and peace. And the Holy Land, this is a holy place. It is a holy place all over the years. And the Holy Land will be the main place where people will come and to serve there closer to God. Even people will live in the whole world, but they will come up there to serve God, to be closer to God in the Holy Land. But it will be not only us, it will be us with the Palestinians, with all the people. This is our belief in Messiah. Messiah will not come and kill people, innocent people, for nothing. Just
what's the in your view, what do you think is the idea of the Messiah in the minds of the settlers, for example, like people like Daniela Weiss or people like Ben Gavir or Smotrich?
That's good questions.
I mean, I'm sure you haven't spoken to them about what they think, but in your view, what can you imagine their view on the Messiah is?
Yes, you have to split it. Netanyahu is an unbeliever. He don't believe in the Messiah.
Yeah, he's not even like, he was born in America, by the way.
Yes. But the other people, the settlers, and the other people, what they are believers, they are completely confused with the religion. They're taking many things out of context and put it on the wrong place. Like, let's say about the settlers, yes? The settlers say they are religious, but they see with their own eyes that the goal of Zionism is to uproot people from God. Take away people from God. So how do you put it together? You are a believer or not? You want all the people to become believers, or you want all the people to become unbelievers? You are a believer. What do you want? Exactly. How do you save these people what are uproot away people from God? How do you save them? They are completely confused in their minds, in the taking also out the concept of Messiah from the right concept. In the same, Messiah means like Netanyahu, he is the Messiah or something like that. This is what they thinking about the Messiah. But to know what Messiah is not something that you can Google on the internet. You have to read the real holy Jewish books to understand what the concept
Oh my God, I fucking fixed it. All I had to do was refresh my Rumble Studio. I was scared to do it midstream, but I did it. I took a risk. I did it, and I refreshed it, and now it works.
Is. And it's very clear. If you look in the books
like
of the prophets,
Jewy I said that?
The 24 books, you will see very clear the purpose of Messiah and what he going to do if a Messiah will come. It's written in Psalms, yes, chapter 97. It's written hundreds of times in Psalms. I'll just give you one example, but it's hundreds of times. Hashem mulach tugel huetz. When God will reveal his kingdom on the world, the whole world will be happy. Yismechu iyim rabim. All the nations on the world will be happy. We say in our...
All right, we're going to take a break right here. We will be right back. We hear a lot about crypto, but here's the part most people miss. Crypto was created so you could actually own and control your money. After the 2008 financial crisis, Bitcoin was designed as an alternative to banks. So instead of a bank holding your money, delaying transfers, or limiting access, you're in control. If you've ever had to wait for transfer to clear, you've felt that problem. Now, fast forward to today, everyone's heard of crypto, but getting started still feels complicated. That's exactly why I use Rumble Wallet. It takes all that complexity and makes it simple. Choose what you want: Bitcoin, dollar-backed stablecoins, or even digital gold, backed by real gold. No complicated setup. It connects with MoonPay, so you can use your credit card, debit card, or bank and be up and running in minutes. Once you're set up, you can even support your favorite Rumble creators like me directly. So do this now, scan the QR code or click the link in the description and download Rumble Wallet. From there, you can set up your wallet, tap buy, and you're in the game. In just a few minutes, you can go from hearing about crypto to actually owning some. I hate doing those crypto ads. I only have so many ads approved. Okay, and I am not reading the Wise Israel Money one. No.
Our prayers via unsi kila magidu echos, last is a tzeichu believe of Shuleim. That means the whole world, not only Jews, the whole world will come together to serve the same God in a harmony and peace. And like that we have many verses, hundreds and thousands of verses in our prayers, in the books of the prophets, again and again and again and again. That what the Zionists doing and the settlers doing is completely taking out of concept many things. And I will come to the other point, what you're asking.
It's about the
red cow
the red cow and the mosque, the Temple Mount, and Al-Aqsa.
I will give you an example. This is completely fantasize. It's not reality. Look, Netanyahu, yes, he's a murderer. He's very bad. Bad is not a word for him, yes, but he's not crazy, unfortunately. He's not crazy. He was much better when he was crazy, but unfortunately he's not crazy. He will never speak about the red cow. He will never speak about building the Temple Mount, because he's not crazy. The settlers are crazy people. Crazy people. They're speaking about fantasizers, about things. Why you don't hear Netanyahu speaking never about the red cow? He's not crazy. That's all. This is not a reality. The red cow, this is again, this is a concept, a holy concept. You cannot kill man, woman and children into hope that God will be with you. This doesn't go together. God said, don't kill. If you do something what God forbid, then God is not with you. If they want that, in our belief, the Temple Mount, yes, let's come to this point. Many people asking me.
I mean, sorry, just before you get to the Temple Mount. So what? I mean, in the Orthodox, in the pure interpretation of the red cow, what's the red cow? Not in the crazy settler interpretation where they're trying to kill people and hope the red cow comes in. In your understanding of the red cow, what's the red cow?
The red cow is just when, in that times, when you look in the Torah, you can see that there are many situations but people get impure. Impure, and how you get back pure. Now, I try to explain you. For example, we had a temple. To go in the temple, you have to be pure. Not, yes. If you are impure, like if you touch a dead person, yes, you become impure. How you get back pure? We call that tuher. Tuher is pure. Tumah means impure. Now, how do you come back? Usually there is something what calls a mikveh. I know, but the Muslims also you have a mikveh. Mikveh means a water, a small pool, a water you go in, and you get back pure. You get back pure. But there are some impure things that you need about the red cow. The red cow means that you have to take a cow that is completely red, but today you don't see them. This was like a miracle. It was only 9 red cows since God gave the Torah to Mount Sinai. In the 10th will be when Messiah will come. Because today we are anyway impure We are in exile, so we haven't got the red cow, and we haven't got the whole procedure of the red cow. In the red cow, we slaughter them, and then we burn them, and we put the in the water, and we
The blood in the water.
not the blood. We burn the cow. After,
The ashes, okay.
Yeah, the ash, yes. After slaughtering, we put it on ash, and the ash we put on water. And this water, on some conditions, it's written in the Torah, you put it on impure people and they get pure.
Okay.
We don't understand that. This is a command of God. One of the commands what we don't understand. There are many commands what we understand, like don't kill, don't steal. We understand it. But there are many commandments what we don't understand why it is. It is like that's what's written in the Torah. Everybody can see that the Torah is open. This is the concept of the red cow. Now, after we gone out of the Holy Land, yes, so we are anyway impure, so the red cow goes out of use. We don't need them anymore. The next time we will need it, the Messiah will come. Then we will have the red cow.
Okay, so now the Temple Mount.
Now,
Al-Aqsa, yeah.
now I will come to the Temple Mount. But I come from a different angle. I come back to this.
Sure.
The same thing, many people asking me if we believe in the third temple, in where it's going to be built, in what I believe. Again, the same thing what I say about Messiah. To understand the concept of the Temple Mount, it's not something what you Google on the internet. You have to look in the books of the prophets, learn about it, to understand what
Bullshit.
it is.
You can look it up on the
In
internet.
our scriptures is written
Derp,
that
that's
the
a
temple,
culty
the
way
third
of-
temple
that's a
will
cult.
come down
Red
from
flag
heaven.
right there. You can't find the information on the internet. You have to go to our sources to know the truth. That's culty.
A temple of fire, and we will serve God in this temple. Now, we can understand it? No, we cannot go into fire. We don't know how, in what it will be, how it will be. This is not something what we can build with our hands. Yes, this is something we believe in. Wait and see. When Messiah will come, it will be much more spiritual world. And this will happen many spiritual things, what we cannot understand in today's day. However, this is the Jewish belief in the third temple. How it will be built, who will be built,
temple.
what's going to happen, like we don't understand how it can be that we will serve God in a temple of fire. The same thing we don't understand exactly what will happen. It's written in our scriptures. God will build the temple with fire. We don't understand what it is. Let's wait and let's see, and that's all. But one thing what we know 100%, that at that time there will be peace on the whole world. I will have to touch another point here, very important point. People asking me very many times about the Temple Mount, about Messiah, and I told them that in our scriptures, the Messiah what we're waiting for is the Messiah what he will make peace on the whole world. I will give you a story what's happened with one of our greatest rabbis. I mentioned them before, the Maimonides. Maimonides was, for 1,000 years ago, he was the doctor, the private doctor of the Sultan. I didn't remember the name of the Sultan.
That's me all
One
the
of
time
the
on the show.
sultans.
Where, in which
In,
part?
in Egypt.
In Egypt, okay.
Yes. And he was the personal doctor. One time the Sultan asked him, look, you are my private doctor. My life, in my life of my family is in your hands. But you are not loyal to me. How can I do that? He say, where do you see I'm not loyal? He say, because you believe in Messiah. If a Messiah will come, you believe he will be the king. I'm the king. My mother is answer him, look, the Messiah will come. If you will not be the first one who will take your crown and put it on his head, he is not the right Messiah. Because the Messiah will come, everybody will agree to him. Me and you together. Messiah will bring him spiritually in our heart. to see and to serve the same God in harmony and peace. This is what Messiah will be stand for here on the world, to bring a spiritual world. This is the job of Messiah. And if you will not be the first one to give him the crown, this is not the right Messiah, this is the false Messiah. The same thing is what the Zionists mention Messiah, something like that. I want first see by the Messiah what they want to say. Netanyahu, the Messiah, I want to see that everybody agrees with him. Unfortunately, thanks to God, that 90% of the world are not agreeing with him. So he's not a Messiah at all. However,
I mean, but do you think some people see him as a Messiah in like some Zionists? The settlers see him as a Messiah?
Crazy people.
As an actual Messiah, or just as a hero or champion? Or do they actually call him the Messiah?
They give names, Amalek for who they want. They give name of Messiah for who they want. Messiah, the job of Messiah is to bring people close to God. This is the job of Messiah, the whole job. What he will do on this world is to bring people together to serve God. What is the job of Messiah?
Not serve God, be one with God. Intimacy, not slavery.
To take away people from
Only
God.
Yahweh demands
to kill
service.
People, to make hatred between people, not to unite people. Exactly the opposite.
Christ taught integration with God, not service to God. Christ taught service to your brother and neighbor and integration with the divine by embracing the principal law of love.
Messiah doing. But these people are crazy. The settlers are crazy. And they're giving names. Everybody can give names. And then if you have the power for that, okay, you have the power. But it doesn't make wrong for right, because you have the power to that. So I come back to this point, what people asking, okay, I understand everything what you say about Messiah, about the Temple Mount, fine. However, you believe when Messiah will come, then the whole world will serve God. In which way? The Jews believe in the Jewish way. The Muslims believe also in a Messiah. They believe there will be the Muslim way. The Christian believe it will be the Christian way. So again, you have something why to argue and to kill each other. My answer to that is the religion. This is very, very important to understand. The religion was never the problem. The problem is forcing up other people, occupying other people, forcing up to think, to do what you want. This is the problem. But the religion itself has no problem. I give you the example. You are a Muslim. Can you sit down in a coffee shop with a cup of tea with a Christian friend?
Me and you are sitting here having a good time.
By a cup of tea, sharing the belief. You explain him, you believe in
Boy, this guy's just a party, ain't he? He's like, we're sitting here having a good time. We're sitting here having a good time. This guy looks Pakistani too.
He explained what he have, what he believe. You don't hate each other. You're good friends. Let's wait and see. That's all. There's not the religion itself. It's not a reason why to hate each other. The problem starts only by the occupation.
Oh, what a
by
concept.
force other people, and even forcing other people of the religion. Yes, like it was the Spanish Inquisition.
Thank you,
yes.
Backwater, for that. I appreciate that as a great passage from the Apostle John that says that they all may be one as thou, Father, are inside of me and I am inside of you. We're all one. Integration. Thank you so much for backing that up with scripture.
They're forcing up the religion of other people. This creates hatred. This creates killing. This creates all the problems, but not the religion himself. The Christian religion, the Muslim religion, the Jewish religion.
Adulterated version of the religion.
They have no problem.
What's up,
As
MK
best
Rumble?
friend,
That's my best friend coming in the chat. My best homie from home. My Georgia boy. Thanks for hanging with me, Mike. He's kind of quiet. He watches, but he's kind of quiet. Love you, Mike.
like the Sultan in Egypt, his doctor, his private doctor, was a Jewish rabbi. And not a Jewish rabbi, one of the famous Jewish rabbis, Maimonides, was his private doctor. Because the religion himself is not a problem. The problem is to force upon other people. So I come back to the point. We have our believer Messiah. You have your believer Messiah. The Christians have their believer Messiah. There's no problem. We can live together. Just wait and see. That's all. I believe, you believe, that when Messiah will come, everybody will recognize what is the right on the world. Okay, let's wait and see. When God will come down, everybody will see God. Everybody will recognize in him, and everybody, of course, will follow him.
Okay. You obviously, you've been attending most of the demonstrations against the bombing of Gaza and the genocide of Gaza, and now the bombing of Iran for the last 2.5 years, or just about two. It's not yet 2.5 years, but it's more than 2 years. You wear Palestinian garbs. Obviously, just based on what you're saying, you've mentioned that in your view, the Zionists are almost like Amalek, right? So you've obviously dedicated a big part of your religious life to trying to purify, I would say, this Judaism by resisting Zionism and by resisting these people who have usurped your religion, right? Do you see that as the most important religious duty you have?
In today's day, yes. Give a look. If somebody will come into the Muslim people, yes, and succeed to uproot so many Muslims from the religion, yes, of course, this is one of the most important things of Muslim person, to put things on the right place. For themselves, for the children and the grandchildren, and for the world, to give the right image for the world of Islam. The same thing is about Judaism. If somebody comes in the name of Jewish people, they're killing other people, and they're doing so many murder acts. What they're doing in my name. When I going in the street and I hear behind me somebody say Hitler, Hitler. I know we watched yesterday a film of Gaza. Yes, they're doing that in my name. Yes, of course. This is our most important duty, to come out, and this is important for us ourselves, for our children, for next generation, and for the world, to show what is real Judaism.
We've seen all the destruction in Gaza and in Lebanon,
yes,
and in Iran and everywhere else, which is now being portrayed by a state which says it's a Jewish state, right? In your understanding
Like
of history.
Said, Paul also wrote, "He that is joined unto the Lord is one spirit." Integration, baby. The natives taught this. This is like 101, like spiritual activities 101.
Of Jewish history. Are there other stories of people who claim to be Jews or who are Jews behaving as badly as this?
Just look in the history. You don't see that at all.
So this is unique.
Of course, Jewish people was all the time believers in God, loyal citizen to all the countries where they lived, and they was every time loyal. You can't see in the whole 2,000 years since we are in exile, even one rebellion of Jewish people. Like you have one, but it didn't was by force. It was Shabsai Tzvi. I don't know if you heard about it. Build up a messianic movement, a false messianic movement, but it didn't was by force. It was only not too long, a few years, till the Sultan of Turkey just finished.
We just went over that
thing.
last Sunday,
But
or
you
the Sunday
don't
before
see
last.
it in the whole long of 2,000 years of the Jewish exile. As we are exile history, you don't see even nothing close to God, to them. All the time Jews live as peaceful citizens in all the countries, because Jews were believers in God, and they believe that God sent us in exile. We are not try even to go out by force. We are in the hands of God. God put us in the corner. We stay in the corner. We are not trying to come out of the corner by force.
God put us in the corner.
So I mean,
we
there's
should
many
stay
people
in the
listening to this
corner.
conversation, and obviously
That's
you are
humble.
speaking as a Jewish person, as a rabbi. But there's people who listen to this and say, we are, based on what we're saying, we are probably, making Israelis or people who say they are Jewish but support Israel, we're making it unsafe. And they'll probably accuse you of being a self-hating Jew. They'll accuse me of being an anti-Semite. They're accusing many people now of being anti-Semites based on this.
It's like making white people guilty for being white.
Anyone who now is pro-peace and wants to ensure that children in Gaza aren't being killed, they're calling them anti-Semites. What's your response to that?
Give a look. It didn't come in even any anti-Semitic. The Muslims were never anti-Semitic, and they are still not today anti-Semitic. Everybody who knows a bit of history knows that Jews and Muslims have a golden life. For centuries we lived together. And for the truth is to say that we lived in the Muslim countries much better than in the rest of the world. And this is open history. Everybody can see that.
I mean, I agree with you, but there's been some instances where some Muslims are anti-Semitic. I mean, but on the whole, I agree with you.
No. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just read the history. You are a bit influenced from the Zionists.
No, I just have some Muslim friends who are quite anti-Semitic. I mean, this is why I know, but I agree with you on the whole.
I will explain. These Muslim friends that you have, yes, bring them together with me.
No, they will love you.
Yes, 100%, because they are not hating
First
Jews.
of all, I know a lot of great Muslims. I don't subscribe to all this, all Muslims are evil. No, it's the extremist. There's an extremist branch of Islam, and those are the wicked ones. Like, I think the majority of people are just trying to be good people, take care of their family, go to work, take care of their kids. I think the majority of people on the planet are like that. We're very distracted by all the hateful material, and then we think that that's everyone.
They are hating occupiers. They are hating the genocide. This is exactly what they're hating. They have nothing against Jews at all. Look, I came from Jerusalem, yes? I'm already 7 generations there in the Holy Land. We gone out, we don't want to live under the Israeli government. We gone out in 1970. My whole family gone out. It's not only my family. Since 1948, tens of thousands of Jewish families has gone out.
That's true. I was
Israel.
telling my daughter that
Even
the other
today.
day, that there's actually more Jewish Christians than there are Jewish people. And a lot of them left. A lot of them do not agree. It's important to look at all sides of the argument. It's important to interview the source of both sides and interview the people and citizens of both sides, and to get an actually rounded viewpoint of the truth, because the fact is about truth is that there's what he said, she said, and then the truth in the middle. It's always somewhere in the middle where the truth actually exists. It's really easy to get caught up in conspiracies. It's really easy to get caught up in sensationalized propaganda. It's really easy to be victim of a psyop on the average person. So, I mean, I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I think y'all understand the point that I'm making. It's easy to fool people. So, especially because people are lazy. And they don't want to do the work it takes to actually go through that amount of material. But if you value truth and you walk with God, it's you can't help yourself but to research the left, the right, and the middle, because the truth is always right there in the middle.
My area, Stamford Hill, there are about 150 families. They came out only the last 10 years. They didn't want to live there. And but my mother told me very much that she remembers the good life between Jews and Palestinians. They lived together, they used to babysit each other, the children. She remembered that. Palestinian neighbors brings over the children to her parents to watch of them when they're going to any occasion. And the same thing, the Jewish parents bring the children to the Palestinian neighbors to babysit them. And also, we used to dance by the weddings,
Yes.
each other. I myself, I know many Palestinian songs. Just we're singing that what we heard by the Palestinian weddings. We have a golden life each other together. And look, I give you an example. Even today's day, yes. I live in Stamford Hill. They're living tens of thousands of Jewish people. They're living many thousands of Muslims. I don't know how many. In their synagogues, side by side with mosques, we're helping each other. When the Jewish synagogue wants to build out extension making bigger, the Muslim countries, the Muslim councillors, helping them. When the mosque in Keesneveld, they want to build out, the Jewish councillors help them to get a permit. One of the Jewish councillors, his office is in the mosque of Keesneveld. There's his office, where people coming up to him is in. We have a golden life together. I can say all the minicab drivers in our area, about 400 or 500, all of them are Muslims. If he's sending us small children of 2-3 years in the playgroups with the Muslim drivers, I never ever even hear one single problem between them. I tell you just a nice thing. For 2 years ago, I was by a rally here in London, pro-Palestinian rally, and I burned the Israeli flag there.
You burned the flag?
Yes.
That's a crime, you know.
The police arrest me.
Okay, sure. Okay, so you got arrested for it.
And I asked the police, why are you arresting me? It's not against the law. No, this is racial hatred. I told him to kill the children in Gaza is not racial hatred. But to burn an Israeli flag among 10,000 Muslims, this is racial hatred. I was in Hammersmith, here in the police station, and I have the first interview. It was Friday night, 3:30 in the morning. They called me out for the first interview. And
3:30 in the morning, so
yes.
like late at night, yes.
Yes. And they asked me, why do you do that? What do you want? At the end of the conversation, I asked the police, can I ask you something? Yes. I told him, I think I know you. Maybe you're working in my area in Stamford Hill? Tell me yes. I'm working in Stoke Newington police station. I remember from my area, I saw him. I remember his face. What are you doing here? I said, sometimes we're going one place to the other. So I'm working now here, but usually I'm working in Stoke Newington. I told him, can I ask you some question? Yes. In Stamford Hill, of course, you know the area. Yes, you're patrolling this area. There are tens of thousands of Jewish people and tens of thousands of Muslims. Both of them have youth. How many calls you have a day in fighting between the Jewish youth and the Muslim youth? You say nothing. How many times a week? How many times a month, a year? Never. I told him, why? Why? It's not normal. Yes, these two people, they should fight each other. You don't know. I told him, you know why? This is because of my racial hatred. What I'm spreading out, the hatred, this unites them. The Muslims know that people like me, the people in Stamford Hill, are against the state of Israel. They have no problem with Jews. We're living there as best friends. Okay. And you don't have to go too far to the history. Look, Jewish people living today in Iran. I take the extreme example. Iran is the greatest enemy of Israel in the middle of the war. Iran didn't concentrate the Jewish people in concentration camps now. They protect them like normal citizens. There are 35,000 Jewish people living in Iran just now. And they have a golden life there, even in the middle of the war. They have no problem. The Iranians have no hatred against Jews. They have a problem with the occupation. And the Iranians say that again and again and again and again. In the media, we are not against Jews. We are against the occupation. But the mainstream media are under Zionist influence, and they want to brush everybody with anti-Semitism, and then they can say, oh, this is Nazis, this is anti-Semitic. Haven't got nothing to do with anti-Semitic. Why the media didn't bring out this point that Jewish people living in Iran now, under the missiles, they're living free. They have today their schools, their high schools, all the institutes. There's a Jewish hospital in Iran, funded completely by the government.
Right, but they're never going to tell us all that stuff. Right, because they want us to hate each other.
Anti-Semites, they're Nazis. Why people are so blade? Why they don't think? Just open the eyes. And not only Iran, all the Muslim countries are full of Jews. In Morocco, in Tunisia, Algeria, Turkey, everywhere is full of Jews. And Jewish people living there peacefully. They have no problem there. Why people ignoring that? This all proves and shows that this haven't got nothing to do with anti-Semitism. You say you have friends anti-Semitic, I can promise you, bring them on my table. You will see they will love me. They have no problem with a Jew. They have a problem with the occupation. They have a problem with the genocide. They want to see Palestine back to the Palestinians. I also want to see that. I'm waiting for this day. And this day I will be proud to go back to Palestine. I was here with a Palestinian ambassador. I told him, I'm a Palestinian Jew. I want a Palestinian passport. He told me, unfortunately, at the moment we are not issuing passports, but when we will, one of the first passports will be for you. I want to demonstrate for the world that it's a honor for us to give a passport for a Jewish rabbi to show having got nothing to do with anti-Semitism. We are not against Jews. Jews will be welcome in Palestine. When Jews will be welcome in Palestine, when there will be a Palestinian country, as long they haven't got any goals to take over the country. They want to live as loyal citizens. And I will tell you a nice story. This was for 30 months ago. This was 3 months after the October 7th.
3 months before or after?
After,
okay,
in
so
January.
It's not 30 months ago. It's about 2 years ago. Yeah, 24 months ago.
No, on January. It was on January. On January, 3 months. We were invited to Turkey to a big conference there for Palestine. And we come there. In the middle of the conference, appears there Ismail Haniyeh. You know who is that?
Yeah.
I'm not allowed here.
So we've got about 12 minutes left
this
on
terrorist group. But Ismail Haniyeh, yes, he was the leader of Hamas, the political leader of Hamas. He appears in the conference. He come up and he saw the rabbis. He told them to come up. And they come up, he embraced our rabbis and they say, we have no problem with Jews. I want to demonstrate for the world. Jews like these rabbis will be welcome in our Palestine. We have no problem with Jews. We have a problem with the occupation. We have a problem with the genocide, but not with Jews. Jews like that will be welcome.
Okay.
We see that in many places. This have nothing to do with anti-Semitism.
We're about to conclude, but just a few more questions, right? Many people who support the Israeli state, not just Zionists, I mean, people who are probably even like soft Zionists, but even TV presenters, everyone sort of says the Zionists and Israel has a right to defend itself. Netanyahu uses this rhetoric a lot. There is this idea that because of what happened in the Holocaust, the Jews should have a state of their own, so that they can kind of be safe. What's your thoughts on that?
Really, you ask two questions, but I will try to answer that firstly. That would say that the Zionists have the right to defend themselves. But who gives them the right to be there in the first place? It's not their land. You cannot rob away someone's house and then to say, I have the right to defend ourselves. Give back the house to the right owner. Then you don't have any enemies. You're not in danger. You're in danger because you took away someone's house. Give back the house. Who gives them for the Zionists the right to take away the land on first hand from the people who used to live there? They bring up Jewish people from the whole world with money tricks to become a majority to take over the land. Everybody knows the history, knows Jews was only 10%. It may be less than that for 100 years ago in the Holy Land. The Zionists bring up a majority with money tricks, and then they take away the land from the right owners, from the right people who used to live there, and they say, I have the right to defend myself. Who gives you the right to be there? And I might have to say more. Even I don't want to go in politics, but no one on the world have the right to take a country from the people who live there and give them from another people. England, who gives the land, the United Kingdom gives the land for the Zionist people by the Balfour Declaration. Who is England to give them away for another people? Can I give your house away for somebody else? This doesn't belong to England. And even the United Nations haven't got the right to this. And I tell you more. King Starmer Keir
Starmer.
Starmer, yes, he's our prime minister, yes, and very respected. Fine, very good. He runs the country very good. If he will one day decide to give away England for a present for Italy, yes, what will happen? Everybody will stand up against him. He hasn't got a right to that. It's not his country. Even the king cannot do that. It's not his country. The land belongs for the English people who lives here. Palestine belongs for the people who live there. These are the Palestinian people. That's all. Nobody in the world, not the UN, not the United Kingdom, and no one on the world have the right to take away this piece of land and give it away for other people where they like them. Nothing will make this right. This wrong will never become a right. No difference who done.
Somebody get this
wrong.
guy a
So
lozenge.
now you come to Israel and say we have the right to defend ourselves, but who gives you the right to take it on fair stand? It's not your land.
He's wearing a Palestinian scarf too. Just call me master of puppets. I'll be your master. All right. So Backwater's going to be the hand. So he's going to dress like a hand and he's going to talk. And when he talks, I'm just going to be like, and I'm going to have like doll joints drawn on my face in a crazy
Give back
way.
the land for the Palestinians. And now I come back
Somebody
to the
give this
question
guy
what
a
you're asking
lozenge.
about the Holocaust, that Jews gone through a Holocaust and Jews need
He sounds
a
very
safe
Jewy.
country, and the Zionists say we will save you and we will give you a safe country and we will save all the Jews in the whole world from anti-Semitism. I didn't have to answer. I just say open the eyes. In today's day, where is the most danger place for a Jew? Not for a Palestinian, for a Jew to live. The one place, Israel. We live in the whole world. Nicely, peacefully, we have no problem. I live here in England nearly 40 years. Yes, I never saw a soldier on the street. I never see somebody going with guns. We don't see that in the street. This means a safe country. Israel, every small child growing up with soldiers, with guns, with tanks, with all of this. This is a safe country. Every day, another bomb, another killing, another This is the most unsafe place for a Jew. For a Jew. We live in the Muslim world much safer than in Israel. Jewish people have a golden life in Iran, a golden life in Morocco, a golden life in Turkey. Everywhere, Jews live peacefully. The only danger place for a Jew to live is the state of Israel. Did they bring any safeness for Jews? They only bring hatred, killing, and danger for Jewish people. They say they're saving Jewish people from anti-Semitism. They're only raising anti-Semitism all over the world. Since the Second World War, anti-Semitism goes out of fashion. And everybody who say even one word what looks anti-Semitic, he have to apologize. Who raising anti-Semitism in today's day? As I told you, I going in the street and I hear behind me Hitler. That means he watched yesterday a film of Gaza. They are raising the anti-Semitism all over the world. They bring in Jewish people into danger. Why do you mean it's happened in Golders Green with the ambulances? What's happened there? Why? This is only because of the war in Iran, because of the war in Gaza. People get so angry, and people, unfortunately, mixing up Jewish people with Zionism, because secular Zionists, they cannot identify. But they see people like me. Oh, he's the Zionist, he's the Jew. They're mixing up between Judaism and Zionism. So this has happened. I mean, you know what I'm speaking about, the ambulances in Golders Green. This is, they're raising all the anti-Semitism, and then they come to cry, oh, this is anti-Semitic. I say every time for the police, they're coming to protect us and protect in our neighborhood. I told them, I'm very thankful you're coming to protect us. Very nice, very good. But you don't need. You don't need. You don't have just take out one Palestinian flag and it will answer all the questions. Finish. We don't need it. We don't need the police protection. The Muslims don't hate us. They hate Zionists. When they will see we are against the state of Israel, they have no problem with Jews. You will don't see even one incident. So again, I come back to the point. You're speaking also about affairs. The Zionists don't saving Jews. The Zionists just creating hatred against Jews and making Jews in danger. And what you speak about about what's happened in the Holocaust, firstly, before we going in any explanation, the Holocaust doesn't justify to rob away land from other people. If you want a land, go claim from the Nazis to give you a part of their land. I don't know, there are no Nazis today. I mean, go to them, go to Germany to ask for a land. What, the Palestinians didn't make the Holocaust? Why they have to pay the bill what the Nazis has done? I mean, this is completely unreasonable. If the nations in the world wants to help Jewish people, fine. Say for America, give them the state of Florida for the Jewish people. We are also not allowed to take that. As we are in exile, we have sworn by God not to go out of exile. However, if you want to give them, give them. Say for England, please, give them Newcastle for Jewish people. Very nice. What do you want from the Palestinians? They didn't make the Holocaust. Firstly. Secondly, as I told you, Zionism don't save Jewish people from a Holocaust. They're only bringing anti-Semitism on that.
It's been a difficult 2.5 years, especially, and I mean, it looks like war is not going to stop anytime soon, although we hope it does.
No
shit. Iran in a bigger regional war. What's your thoughts on the future?
Look, I'm not. I'm a Jewish rabbi, but I'm not a prophet.
Oh, look, he's being honest.
But
I'm not
I can
special.
just say, from the religious point of view, I mentioned it before, according to the Torah, the state of Israel will come to an end. It's written in the Torah in Numbers 14, verse 41, a rebellion against God cannot be succeed.
Yep.
The state of Israel will come to an end. We hope and pray to a peaceful end.
Whoa,
And
buddy.
that the whole land from the river to the sea will go back to the Palestinians.
Wow.
How it will happen? I know people say, I say every time I pray to God, it should happen in a peaceful way. People say, cannot be, this will cost millions of lives. I say every time for people, no, just open, remember yourself what's happened for 35 years ago. I don't know if it's in new times.
It was in my times.
Yes, it was 1990 when the USSR disappeared. The USSR was one of the second world power. It was one of the greatest powers. And for people to think that the USSR will come to an end, people think this cannot be, this will happen with millions of lives. It didn't cost even one single life. Even not one single life. In the second example, you see that in South Africa. It's cost lives in South Africa, but not so much as people think it will cost millions of lives. It's cost much, much, much less than this. So that proves that there is a way. If there is a will, there is a way. And this is always my message to the United Kingdom and to the United States and to the EU, for they're helping Israel so blindly. Could be they have a good intention, they want to help Jews, and they're mixing up between Jews and Zionists, and they want to help Jews, could be. And I'm not a God to judge their intentions. But the deeds, what they're doing, is completely wrongly. They don't help Jews with the state of Israel. The state of Israel just bringing Jews into danger. If you want to help Jews, please bring a peaceful end to the state of Israel. And again, if there is a will, there is a way. And the USSR is the proof of that. South Africa is the proof of that. Mm-hmm. The state of Israel will come to an end. We hope in a peaceful way. The land will go back to the Palestinians. It doesn't mean that Jews have to be killed. No, we can continue living in Palestine like we live in Iran, like we live in Morocco, like we live in Turkey, like we live in Iraq, like we live in all Muslim countries peacefully. We can continue live in Palestine, but give back the government completely to the Palestinians from the river to the sea. And then Jews and Muslims can live there together, side by side. And again, under a Palestinian government, under a Palestinian flag. And again, according to the Torah, this will happen. I'm not a politician, but this will happen according to the Torah. I just say that, again, from the Jewish perspective, from the Jewish religion, from Numbers 14, verse 41. The state of Israel will come to an end. Hopefully it will happen in our days. They will come to an end into a peaceful
Amen to
end.
that.
And the land will go back to the Palestinians.
Amen to that.
I hope that I will see that in my lifetime. Inshallah.
Rabbi Elhanan Beck, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Well, it's here at the end of the show, so let's just hop to it. My cat is rubbing on my microphone, so sorry if you hear any crazy noises while I'm talking. But he is like marking my mic stand. Anyway, do you guys hear that? America, you don't need permission to be America. And that, my loves, is where I'm going to leave you tonight. Before I get into that, let me pull up Rumble so I can raid Not Nice Guy and see if he's still on. Is he still on? Is he even on? It doesn't even look like... What podcast is Not Nice Guy on? Someone find that out. You can't put the link in chat because I can't copy it. You just have to tell me what show he is streaming on. I guess let me look at... I could raid Mersh. Oh, there's the Quiet Pod. Is he on the Quiet Pod? Let's see. Where is his show? What's up, Big Lou? I'm trying to find the show that Not Nice Guy is on. Damn it. I could raid Third Railify. I could raid Mersh. Let's raid. We just finished the show. You can't post that. I can't copy it. Oh shit. I got it. Did I get it? I got it. I just used both mouse buttons at the same time. I didn't even know you could do that to avoid it doing its thing. All right. Anyway, so I'm leaving you with the crazy idea that America should have permission to be. We don't need permission to be America. We are America. And after everything we talked about, I keep coming back to very one simple question, and that is, why did loving your own country become something Americans were supposed to apologize for? When did saying, I want America to take care of Americans become controversial? When did wanting secure borders become hateful? And when did wanting constitutional government become extreme? When did wanting our manufacturing, our energy, our infrastructure, our wages, our communities, and our military focus on the interests of the American citizens become somehow selfish? Because I'm going to tell you something. It isn't selfish to believe that your government should represent you. It's literally the damn point. America is only pretending the rest of the world doesn't exist. America only isn't pretending the rest of the world doesn't exist. The world does exist. There are other nations, other cultures, other governments, other peoples with their own histories, religions, traditions, problems, and ambitions. And you know what? Good. Let them be themselves. But America doesn't have to become less American to prove that we're good people. We don't have to erase our borders to prove that we're compassionate. We don't have to bankrupt ourselves to prove that we're generous. We don't have to send our children into foreign wars to prove that we're courageous. And we certainly do not have to surrender our sovereignty to prove that we are civilized. We can be generous without being gullible. We can be peaceful without being weak. And we can be patriotic without being hateful. Stop it. And we can love our neighbors while still locking our own damn front door. In fact, we can be good people to Americans first. We can be compassionate to Americans first. Generous, courageous to Americans first. And then whatever is left over, maybe we figure out what to do with that. Because that's really what sovereignty is. It's the political equivalent of saying, this is my house. You can come visit. You can be my friend. We can do business. We can exchange recipes. And we can argue about politics. Hell, we can even have a damn barbecue together. But you don't get to walk into my living room, rearrange my furniture, spend my paycheck, and decide who lives in my bedroom, and then tell me that I'm intolerant because I asked you to respect the house rules. That's not hospitality. That is insanity. And America has been running a geopolitical Airbnb for far too long. Everybody has a key. Everybody has an opinion, and everybody wants something. And somehow the American taxpayer keeps getting stuck with the cleaning bill. Baby, checkout is at aisle 11. And I want to talk about something else before we go, because America only isn't just foreign policy argument. It's a cultural argument. A country isn't merely a geographical area surrounded by a line on a map. That's like a concept. A nation is a people, a memory, a language, tradition, institutions, stories, symbols, shared expectations, and a sense that despite our differences, we actually are part of the same political family. And that is worth preserving. And you don't preserve something by pretending it doesn't exist. You preserve it by actually valuing it and wearing it proudly. And yes, I want Americans to know their history. I want them to understand the Constitution. I want them to understand why the founders were suspicious of concentrated power. I want them to understand why sovereignty matters. I want them to understand why borders matter, why citizenship matters, why that oath matters. I want them to understand that freedom is not the absence of responsibility. In fact, freedom requires people to be willing to defend the institutions that make freedom possible. And it takes a hell of a lot of personal accountability to do that. And here's my favorite part. The people who tell you that nationalism is dangerous often seem to forget that national identity is one of the things that makes democratic self-government possible in the first place, because all they do is scream about identity politics. So according to their own definition, nationalism should be something they love. We need to be responsible for one another in America, not the government will fix everything, not the world owes us, not America owes everybody else because we're white. We're guilty for being white. We are Americans, and we have inherited something that is very much worth protecting, and that is the America that I want. It's not perfect because America has never been perfect, but it is and should be and should always be self-governing. Israel should not be involved, or any other nation should not be involved in our governments. We are sovereign, constitutional, independent, prosperous, and free. And we have too many people sitting in office who were not even born here. And maybe that's the real revolution, not burning everything down, not hating everybody, not retreating into some bunker into the woods wearing camouflage and screaming at satellites, although that sounds fabulous. I do reserve the right to own the bunker. That's the point. I'm just saying the revolution I'm talking about is much simpler. Stop asking everybody else what America is allowed to be. We don't need permission. We don't need approval from foreign governments. We don't need permission from international bureaucrats. We don't need permission from political elites. And we certainly don't need permission from people who've spent decades telling ordinary Americans that their concerns are somehow beneath the dignity of the ruling class. Epstein, 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 Epstein. America is allowed to have interests, borders, culture, traditions, and America is certainly allowed to say, fuck no. America is allowed to protect itself, and America is allowed to put her own citizens first, and she will. So if that makes me paleo-conservative, I'll wear the label proudly. I'm a constitutionalist. I need like 7 t-shirts. I'll read the damn document. I need a nationalist t-shirt. I'll proudly say that I believe nations have the right to exist. Although I'm going to agree with the Hasidic Jew here, or the Orthodox Jew here, and yeah, they should probably follow their God's law and not break it, and searching for creating a country. I mean, what would you want to break the law of your own God? You're not really, these are wolves in sheep's clothing. But if this makes me an isolationist, I'll clarify. I do believe in isolation. It can be used. Let's change the words. Solitude. Taking periods of time where you focus inward with no outward distractions. Meditation of sorts. A cultural mass meditation. I'll clarify. I don't want America to be physically isolated. I want America untangled from the bullshit outside of our borders. I want diplomacy without dependency on the white and blue. I want trade without surrender. I want alliances without servitude to the white and blue. I want strength without the imperialism of the white and blue. Patriotism without hatred. Borders without cruelty. And a peace without weakness. That's the balance. Because there's always what he said, she said, and then the truth in the middle. That's the America-only philosophy. Because at the end of the day, my beautiful patriots, America is not a charity. She's not an empire. She's not the world's permanent military contractor. She's not the global government ATM. She's not everybody else's emergency fund either. And she's not obligated to sacrifice every generation of Americans so that politicians can feel important on the international stage in their ties. America. She's a nation. And nations are allowed to have boundaries. You know? Healthy boundaries. And if someone doesn't respect your boundaries, they truly don't love you. So tonight I want you to remember something. You do not have to hate another country to love yours. We don't need to be like the blue and white flag over there in the desert. We don't have to hate immigrants to believe in borders. We don't have to hate foreigners to believe in sovereignty. And we don't have to hate the world to believe America should come first. And you don't have to apologize for wanting your government to work for you, because government is not daddy. That's not extremism. That's citizenship. That is personal accountability as a citizen, and that is self-government. And that's the whole damn experiment. That's the whole damn point. So go home tonight, or if you're already home, just kiss your babies, love your family. You never know when it's the last time you will see them. Know what's really important. Check on your neighbors, for Christ's sake. What's so scary about it? Learn your history. What's so scary about acknowledging the bad too? It makes you honest, humble, and strong to be able to admit both good and bad. Read the Constitution. Pay attention to what and I mean not hiding what's bad, but read the Constitution. Pay attention to what your government is doing. Don't be an ostrich with your head in the sand, and even worse, an NPC. Don't let them steal your soul and your connection to nature. And remember that real democracy is not something you outsource. You participate in it. You defend it. I don't even like the word democracy, but I got to use it for the sake of the point. You defend, you demand accountability, and you never, ever, ever forget that government is your servant. You are the slave master. The government is the slave. And if Washington forgets, well, that's why they gave us the Constitution and the Second Amendment. We're all just too fucking chicken shit to join together and do it. It's just too big of a task to get everyone on board. And don't forget J6. They showed us what they'll do to us if we even make an attempt to take down our government. But if the politicians forget, we are forced to remind them in some way. And I've been showing you the last few days a lot of non-violent ways we can beat them at their own games. And we're finally starting to figure it out. If bureaucrats forget, you're going to remind them. I would say that's why they gave us elections, but the elections don't fucking matter. That's been proven now. If media personalities forget, oh baby, that's literally why Thirst Trap News exists. And it exists because we're going to keep asking the questions you're not supposed to ask, and we're going to keep giving the unfiltered opinions, and we're going to keep pulling at the threads, and we're going to keep looking underneath the pretty little political packaging and the just confusing psyops. I think the psyops have been lame, to be quite honest with you. But we're going to keep asking who benefits from this. Follow the money. Who pays? Who decided? And most importantly, what the hell does this have to do with the interests of the American people? Because that's the question I want Americans asking. I don't want to hear the answer is, well, we need our allies. Well, we got to keep off the Middle East. I'm sorry. I think the Middle East is very well distracted with each other that we can just pay attention to America. That's the question that Americans want answered. What the hell does this have to do with the interests of the American people? Not what does the global establishment want? Not what will make us look virtuous? Not what will everybody else think? But is this good for America? And if the answer is yes, let's fucking go. But if the answer is no, then let's fucking go. America gets to say no. No guilt, no apology, no permission slip, just sovereignty. Ungovernable. You must be ungovernable when your government is not representing you. When your government is outsourcing you and cucking your hard-earned dollars out to Israel. You must become ungovernable. No permission slip. Just personal sovereignty. God-given sovereignty. Citizenship. A constitutional government. Just America. America only. So until next time, my beautiful troublemakers out there, stay skeptical, stay informed, stay dangerous to bad ideas, protect your peace, protect your freedom, protect your family at all costs. And for God's sake, read the damn Constitution before you let somebody tell you what's in it. Keep it in your pocket. It's $1 at Five Below. I'm Luna, and this has been Thirst Trap News. You know, I got that 6th sense for bullshit. America doesn't need to rule the world. America needs to remember who the hell she is. So good night, Patriots, and God motherfucking bless the United States of America. All right. Thank you, Big Lou. Big Lou say spitting facts. Thank you, Lou. Dropping dimes and mic drops. That's right. The Luna Logic. You guys are great. All right. Thanks, Q, for helping out with the raid. Let me make sure I got myself all set up. Stay. What the hell? Where's my shit? Okay, there it is. All right. You're going to hear my my podcast theme song, and just stay tuned because I will be heading you guys off to hang with Not Nice Guy and his crew over there on his show. See you later.
I'm not your gossip girl, I'm the headline. Truth with a curve, baby, redefine. Welcome to the thirst trap. All the truth looks good in a tight wrap. We talk love, power, soul, and sin. Turn the world on, let the light in. Yeah, the thirst track news. You'll drink it up, it's the real you. Never China, first world news. Where every headline's a revelation.